Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about The Second World War by Winston Churchill. The Second World War, also known as World War II, was a global war that lasted from 1939 to 1945. It was the deadliest conflict in human history, with an estimated 50 million to 85 million fatalities. The war was fought between the Axis powers, led by Germany, Japan, and Italy, and the Allied powers, led by the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union. Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom during World War II, was a key figure in the war effort. In his book, The Second World War, Churchill provides a detailed account of the events and strategies that shaped the course of the war. The book is divided into 6 volumes, each covering a different period of the war. Volume 1, The Gathering Storm, covers the period leading up to the outbreak of war in 1939. Churchill discusses the political and diplomatic events that led to the rise of Nazi Germany and the eventual declaration of war. Volume 2, Their Finest Hour, covers the period from the outbreak of war in 1939 to the Battle of Britain in 1940. Churchill describes the early setbacks and defeats suffered by the Allied powers, as well as the heroic efforts of the British people to resist the German invasion. Throughout the book, Churchill provides a unique perspective on the war, drawing on his experiences as Prime Minister and his role in shaping the strategies and decisions that ultimately led to victory. Now, let's dive into some of interesting details in this book. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender. This quote, from Churchill's speech to the House of Commons in 1940, is one of his most famous and encapsulates the spirit of determination and resilience that defined the British people during the war. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. This quote, from a speech Churchill gave in 1940, pays tribute to the pilots of the Royal Air Force who fought in the Battle of Britain. Churchill had a complicated relationship with Soviet leader Joseph Stalin. While they were allies during the war, Churchill was deeply suspicious of Stalin's intentions and worried about the spread of communism. Churchill had a warm and productive relationship with American President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The two leaders met several times during the war, and their alliance was crucial to the eventual defeat of the Axis powers. The Battle of Britain, which took place in 1940, was a major turning point in the war. The German Luftwaffe attempted to gain air superiority over the Royal Air Force in order to pave the way for an invasion of England, but ultimately failed. This was a major victory for the Allies and prevented a potential German invasion of the UK. The Normandy invasion, also known as D-Day, was a major Allied operation that took place on June 6, 1944. This invasion marked the beginning of the end for the German army in Western Europe. Here we have a photograph of Churchill giving one of his famous speeches to the House of Commons during World War II. And this is a map of Europe during World War II, showing the locations of the major battles and the movement of the different armies. Churchill was known for his love of cigars and whiskey. He even had a special button installed in the cabinet war rooms to summon a whiskey and soda during meetings. Churchill was also a gifted painter. He took up painting as a hobby in 1915 and produced over 500 works in his lifetime. World War II was caused by a combination of factors, including the Treaty of Versailles, which imposed harsh penalties on Germany after World War I, economic instability, and the rise of fascist regimes in Europe. Some of the major events of World War II include the German invasion of Poland, which sparked the war in 1939, the Battle of Stalingrad, which marked a turning point in the war on the Eastern Front, and the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which led to Japan's surrender and the end of the war. Overall, The Second World War, by Winston Churchill, provides a detailed and personal account of the events and strategies that shaped the course of the war. It offers valuable insights into the events and personalities that shaped the course of the war, including Churchill's unique perspective as Prime Minister and his relationships with other key figures of the war. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos similar like this. We hope you found this video helpful, and we'll see you in our next video. If you have any further questions or comments, please let us know in the comments section below.